through a tough time with their divorce, so you can hold an intention and ask the Mesa to send energy to them as well. And the Mesa will give
I
that
think it's
energy.
recording now.
It is? Okay.
I think so.
Standing right, so no one can see.
Anybody has the beginning of it, so.
Let's see. It's doubled, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
it's,
Okay.
cause one's the live and what's actually going.
Okay, so we are recording?
So you have a slight delay, it shows what's going on right now, and
Mhm.
then what's,
Okay,
so it just shows you your latency.
okay. I'm gonna pull this a bit forward so we can
That's
see
fine.
the Mesa a bit better. Other way.
Go side by side.
There we go. Alright, so will everyone be able to see the Mesa okay at that distance, or do you want the computer closer? Okay, so just reviewing again. Let me switch here. So we have, when we start our Mesa, the activation, we start with the South Pachamama. Okay. And then Pachamama again is done. Pachamama. Chant it 3 times. And then Mama Kia. Mama Kia. Going to the north. We say Vida Cocha. Moving between your Vara Curandera, your healing staff, to represent the winged ones. And then you have this blue stone here called your Arte Maestra. That is how you solidify that message coming in from spirit into your physicality. See? It's coming from spirit to your physicality. See how it moves to the south, the body. Okay. And notice how we have the mind and emotions balancing each other out. Is what usually throws us into an emotional whirlwind. Our ego, the mind. Right? So again, the balance happens there. So any questions on the ancestral pieces, which are there to help us, especially with our ancestral issues and DNA, issues that are stored. So if you know, for example, someone that has some breast cancer issues, their family, you can use your ancestral pieces to help them with their
And which
actual.
ones are the ancestral pieces?
The ancestral pieces are from your, what we call here, your Misa Rumi, the little piece, and the Pachamama stone. These are my ancestral pieces. You can have just one. Mine happen to be 2. Okay? And then you have here the shell, which represents our beautiful ebb and flow of that emotions, and then Mama Kia, Grandmother Moon, that shadow loving side. As we're moving through things, all the phases of the moon are one. We all carry those emotions too. If anyone's done tarot readings where you look at the Wheel of Fortune, you see all the different phases. And then so that is the moon. You carry all of that, not just the ones you want to. You carry them all. And I surrender my body, and they do the energetic work. And that's something that's been very challenging for me, because I always wanted to be in control and be my own healer. And me being my own healer, it's okay for me to sit and let someone else do it for me. And so it's teaching me to be in the receiving, into the quiet, the peace, the gratitude, and into the allowing. So my mind doesn't have to know, it doesn't care, it just has to be present. Okay. And so that's what that represents. It's actually my physical body and my mind coming together.
And that's what it would represent, just for you or
This
for all
is
of us?
represents for me. So your arte is going to represent something specific to you. Before it was a huge obsidian pyramid, because my mind was really in the way. Now that my mind doesn't want to be in the way, I now want my mind to be in synchronicity with my body.
Stacked.
So wait, all 3 of these are Arte Maestra?
No, the Arte Maestra is this one. This is the Misa Rumi, the most centerpiece. Okay, so you always have a candle in the east, and then this is your Inti piece of the mind.
That's the, okay, and it can be anything.
It
It
can
doesn't
be
have to
anything.
be the obsidian.
Yeah.
My hat is my auntie.
Yeah, yeah.
What was that?
My hat, the
It's
top
the
hat
hat.
was
That's
my
not
auntie.
hat. You do want to try, if you can, to get a clear crystal for the hummingbird, only because that way you can hold all the colors of the rainbow as the light comes through it, like a prism, but it's not necessary.
So this is just gonna represent your mind
Your
in
mind,
some way.
yeah. It's
However
what
you need it
represents-
to with-
Exactly,
At the time
okay,
that you're challenged.
exactly. And again, ancestors or your guides go up here. And so here I have eagle, my Peruvian tradition, this is condor and eagle. This looks like a condor, but it's Mexican obsidian, so the Florida water you can make, you can buy. You use essential oils, you can make your own. Whatever, again.
Whatever
this is-
smell appeals.
This is your co-creative energy, okay, so this is you interacting with the universe and how the universe interacts with you. Both on a physical, subtle, and intangible way.
And the Arte de Maestra, I heard something that you said it needs to be a mythical creature, or?
Oh, no, this is the behind.
Oh,
Usually,
behind.
usually represents a mythical creature, but it doesn't have to be. Some of us here work with, the fae, the dragons, unicorns. That can be represented here, in your I am. It's right there.
My little voodoo dolls are mine.
Yeah.
I'm actually missing a third one, which I need to get for it.
And so, as you can see, it's very simple yet very complex
Yeah.
at the same time. And in the past, they used to etch their mesas on a stone if they couldn't carry it, and that's how they connected. Now we can take a picture with our cell phone. You can connect with your mesa that way too.
And the shell's up, so it's bringing in.
Yes, the shell is always pointed up, so it brings in the energy because it's spiraling it in.
Well, what about this? See, this is my shell, so I wasn't sure it's an actual round shell.
Yep, and so you will be told which way to put it.
Okay.
If it's
I
round,
was thinking this is up,
so whatever is up.
That's what I was thinking.
and
Yeah.
this is grounded.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and so they will talk to you and they will say, okay, time to replace me with something else. And the way you can replace one actor with the other is you can have one, let's say, this is my representation of how I connect from the whole universe.
Okay.
It's with the energies of the dolphin. And then the little crystal that's in here, I think I passed it around, my dolphin protects this, which is actually my Misa Rumi. This is actually
This is
my
the
recent.
one that you said, be careful who holds
Yeah.
it.
How is that for it?
Yes, it is Florida, and if you were to
Oh.
look at it, when you hold it up,
Yeah.
it has multiple portals in it,
That's
because I'm a
the-
portal worker.
And that's the one with the pink.
Mhm. And all I was ever told was, you need to get a rock that glows pink.
Thanks.
And so,
It's
you'll
really
hear that,
specific.
you'll hear that, but again,
So the
Yeah.
dolphin's protecting them.
the dolphin is protecting me from getting out of alignment with the portal work, because I've gotten out of alignment time and time again in the past, maybe multiple lifetimes. So this dolphin is here to guide me to be in balance with it this time.
And that's why it's in the center.
That's why it's in the center, and it was also my teacher, so this is how I connect to my teacher. I can't tell you how many times I dream of my teacher. A lot this summer. He's come to me quite a bit.
It's also telling you to play.
Mm-hmm.
You don't play
Yeah.
enough.
Yep, and so.
I'm sorry, that's
No,
what
no.
I'm hearing.
Yeah,
Play,
exactly. That's
play.
exactly
Oh,
what
no, I
it
tell her all
is.
the time.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
been a big thing about me with being the portal worker, is there have been 3 worlds that have died because I didn't respect the portals. And so,
You were in Atlantis, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I was actually one of
One of
the
the
trainees that was with the owl priestesses, and I saw the person who stole the crystal. And
Because while we were sitting here, I was like, this is interdimensional, and you were in Atlantis, and
Yeah.
I'm seeing it,
yeah, yeah.
And it's because of your
Oh.
mesa that I'm kind of
Yeah.
connecting in with
And
it
so
and
the
seeing that.
mesa will activate all other people too. Like as you're sitting, the great ones were coming to me and they said, you're about to have a big shift. you're about to have a big shift.
Mm-hmm.
You need to trust us, you'll be okay. And you'll heal. And that's all they would tell me, because they knew if they tell me more, I'd go into a panic, and I wouldn't have surrendered
So
to the
they
events.
gave you a little bit, but that was as much as you
Yeah,
knew.
and
Okay.
again, you know, even when we're doing healing, you know, we have to use our discernment. What do you tell your client? And some people don't need to hear everything.
Yep.
It'll actually make it worse, not better.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, and so they did tell me, but they didn't tell me the whole thing, and sure enough, after, I went back and I sat with my mesa after the events happened, they said, now you understand that you don't have to control. And they said, and your body will heal without surgery, and you need to trust us. And you need to just, you know, be very strong as far as, you know, faith in that. Because I am in medicine, we always see, but that doesn't make sense. It's like, so, because I volunteered to be that bridge.
It's a good reminder though for
Mhm.
you too.
And how can you get to start to find out what it is that you came here, as far as, I know you're saying you're a portal worker. How can we find out or get
Like purpose?
more
Yeah.
purpose,
Mhm.
more clarity?
Absolutely. Your East candle, your illumination.
Mine.
How did you come to radiate what you already know, what you already have been, and what you will become even later at?
You just hold the candle? Is that
You can
sit
hold the
with it?
candle, you can sit, because again, that's illumination, right? That's enlightenment. That's the East. Sun rising, shining light on the matter.
That makes sense.
Okay. And even if you don't know, you can ask to be shown with signs here on this physical world.
Metatron is very powerful, that's all I know. You pushed on it, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a,
Yeah, and that's that's why I go to the masters for my healing, and I'm not saying that there aren't great healers here, but for me, the Mesa showed me, yes, Marty, you can change your diet, which is important, but it's like you're dealing with lifetimes of issues.
This is why you're clearing, you need to clear them up.
Yeah, it's like I have to clear them out, and it's like your diet alone isn't gonna do it.
oh, no,
Yeah.
the diet is just the opening. The
Yeah.
diet I found was the opening
Yeah,
for
and
me
so,
to help start to release it.
No,
because
absolutely.
you can't stuff it with a piece of celery.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or a cookie wrapper.
Like, that's what I was doing, is I was
And
stuffing
you
it
know,
with
and you
cookies
can,
and
you
stuff.
can meditate and let go of the ego all you want, but the ego doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. It's all, like you
we
said, it's
relax
emotional,
into
physical,
the
and
ego and say,
diet.
okay, it happened, and I'm very sorry, and let's be in gratitude that now we can bring transformation to this together.
What is that, your Metatron stone, what is that stone?
That is calcitrate. Yes,
Calcitrate?
calcitrite.
What
Kinda
does
looks
that
like
do?
salt or something.
It looks like salt. Yeah, when I saw it on eBay, it was $5. I'm like, sold.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't know what it is, but it's sold.
We like it.
And
We
then,
like it.
yeah, and then he told me, he's like, yeah, Metatron said this is how you connect to me. You hold this, and I meditate. I hold it in my left hand, and I can feel him working on me, and I can feel him scolding me too. And he's like, Samali, you bring it back into balance here. Wounded knee, right?
Yeah.
This time we're standing with them,
Getting chills thinking
right?
about it.
We're not fighting them. We're actually standing with them.
Yes.
And so we are the change. We are bringing that new energy in. And again, it does start with us. And what little you do every day, a little bit, helps. Every little thought helps bring that balance. So don't ever think you're insignificant. I think the Dalai Lama said if you think you're insignificant, you're too small. Try being in a room alone with a mosquito. The little mosquito's gonna have you on the edge. Okay.
Shamani, does Metatron actually amplify? Because as soon as you touch that stone, sorry, my sister, she's pregnant, so I want to make sure she's
No,
okay.
that's okay.
She's having her baby anytime. And so she was just sending me a note. I'm like, I'm in class, can't talk. But as soon as you touch that, I my chest right here has just been vibrating.
Mhm.
Is that what it is?
And so that's what he's doing for
Oh,
our
so he's
career.
actually just
So
helping me right
again,
now.
Yeah, yeah.
Healing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's helping to heal.
As soon as you touched it, it went directly here.
Yeah.
It's just been working here.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Clarification. First of all, Metatron isn't an archangel technically.
I call
Secondly,
it
he
that.
stands aside. The other thing is he's the scribe and voice of God. So his whole thing is communication. So yeah, as far as becoming aware of things, that's kind of his bag.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
So,
And that's why
Yeah.
he loving
Yeah.
and that's the
souls me.
amplification
You
is
know?
what is it going to take for this message to get through?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And, and that vortex that we spin when I do the golden thread, that's his vortex that he's gifted the earth.
I think I need to work with you
To-
too. You said I needed to work
Yeah.
with him.
I told
Yeah,
you.
and if you want, I can, if I need to teach a Metatron vortex class, I'll be happy to.
Something that is one of the male mysteries of, again, lesson I didn't particularly learn. I decided to sequester myself and become a scholar as opposed to continuing to actively be a hunter, so to speak, you know, and out there and dealing with the tribe. My thing is, I went through some bad crap, and instead of really dealing with those in the ways that I was originally taught, I instead said, screw the world, I'm going to learn a bunch of stuff because it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a son like that who's really intelligent and he knows a lot about world history. And I'm like, okay, well don't do all your ab work and then have skinny chicken legs. You get you know,
Yeah.
you can't skip leg day. Leg day is talking to people.
Yeah,
Getting
yeah,
out,
absolutely.
getting out.
Yeah, don't stay up
Yeah.
here
Absolutely.
and then don't do
Yeah.
anything and then you will be all big up here but you'll be like
That might
just
be-
turn it
part of it
around.
was
Make
for-
them laugh at it.
Right. But part of it was forced for me because also for a while there, I was stuck in the South. I was surrounded by a bunch of ignorant rednecks. And there was literally nothing I could relate to them on.
Yeah.
So there was already a gap there, regardless of
And then
anything
you
I
made it.
learned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, these are teachings that aren't being widely taught.
And why do you
Because
think that is?
they can be widely misused.
Yes.
Just like I can bring healing, I can bring harm. Okay, a scalpel can be used to kill someone or cut out someone's cancer or infection. It's your intention. So again, that's why a lot of the teachers went underground. Don Miguel does a beautiful story of how the Toltecs went underground knowing the Spanish conquistadors were coming to hide the knowledge because they knew one day they would have to be alive to bring it back out in the open. So they went into hiding because one, they didn't want to attract attention, two, they didn't know when is it time to just do individual. So all of that listening and the flowing and the moving of energies, because there's a lot to clean up here.
Yeah, and that's cool about that is that a lot of people are recognizing it, not just
Mhm.
the tribes,
Mm-hmm.
but just so many people are recognizing
Right.
that, like, that we need to gather. And
Absolutely. And this is why it's a universal shamanism. My teacher will say, you are all universal shamanism warriors of the light. And it's true. Because not all of us are just shamans. We will also do the Reiki, we will follow the yoga path, we will follow the Buddhist path, we will follow other paths. But we see where the balance is in the other teachings and bring it together to be the one truth.
There's a bigger energy the more
Very,
the more
very much
you
so.
go
And
in.
so we become a humble servant for ourselves and others. And we are the example.
Shimani, where did you get that Lemurian?
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna go to Heather, so I'm like, I need this stone.
Most
Which
of-
one?
That's a beautiful
Lemurian.
stone.
Yeah, when
That
I
blue
saw
one.
it, because
Yeah,
I
what's
used,
it called though, the blue one?
the blue one's Lemurian,
Lemurian what though?
just a Lemurian stone,
Oh,
and they
okay.
come in different colors.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
that.
and has
color.
a-
I need
And
you
some
got it on
has a green
eBay?
one.
I just put that right
Yeah.
there on my throat.
Yeah, I used to have a necklace back when I was in Atlantis and Lemuria of that stone.
Well, you know, it's so funny. This Lemurian, literally the last 2 weeks, I keep hearing this name over and over and over again, and I'm like, okay, I gotta get this stone.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And again, they'll call you and you'll be like, okay, fine.
I literally just sent a note.
And
So I
yeah,
need
2
to grab
weeks
the
ago,
stone.
yeah, there's another stone I have to
Heather comes
actually
along.
get between my
No, but she might
two
be able to get one
snakes
from
and
someone.
Pachamama stone. What stone is it? The smoky quartz citrine. Starting on Halloween. But then the energies intensify up to the solstice, right? That's why they picked Christmas, Christ, to be born there, because they realized there was something energetic about that light. So that is really where we go deepest into our darkest and most beautiful light part of the year, but it means surrendering into the fear, letting the mind know it'll be okay, because there's love there to sustain, to educate, to support, and just allowing that lesson to be gifted to you in gratitude and going with it, flowing with it, even if you don't really fully understand it, asking for assistance.
Shimoni, when we first started, you made us do the baking soda with the shot glass or something like that. Remember how we buried
yeah.
something? Is there anything else that we need to do since we've done this? Anything that, that I wasn't sure. I don't know why I'm asking that question,
Yeah.
but
Well,
I
the
don't know, they're
hucha
telling me.
ceremony, the hucha cleansing ceremony is what we did. And so hucha is great for when you feel there's just this huge imbalance that you did for someone, towards someone, or someone did towards you.
So like this would be good for fibroids issues.
It would be good for fibroids. For example, let's say I wanted to clear some hucha in regards to something I said to my son out of anger. So then I would go gently into that energy. If my mind is resisting and saying, well, you're a horrible mother, you should know better, you want to scar him for life. So I gently go into that place. And then I write on the piece of paper, what is that transgression of energy that was imbalanced. And after my mind has relaxed enough to go into my emotional body, I transfer all that energy from my physical, drain the fat.
Or you just
Like
put
a
it
lard.
in.
Yeah,
Put
you
it
can
on the
just,
circle?
I have some that sits on my mesa inside of paper towels that's charging that I put in dispachos. That I have sitting there, when it comes time for my despacho, I just keep them charging, so that way it's like, here's energy. And the reason we do despacho as well is to return the thanks for all the energy. So you're putting your energy to go back to the people and the beings, the allies, and you give to them of what they've given to you, and so the spiral continues. Okay, and so despacho is another ceremony. I think, like I said, I think I might have sent a video on that in one of the emails. Where you make this and you can put glitter if you want to represent the celestial beings. It's whatever calls to you to decorate it. And then you fold it, you tie it with string, and then you use all of your body's energy along your aura and your physical to charge it with great gratitude. And when you're done, you can do one of three things. Either one, you bury it. Two, you can leave it in a body of water and let it be drifted into it. Or you can burn it and let that energy go up into the heavens. And so that's another way you can be thanking the universe for all the help that it gives you. Because again, how much do we ask, but how much do we give back? So that's a great ceremony to say thank you, and here's my thanks to you, and let me gift you with something. So ritual again begets relationship with everything. Again, maybe that's why you're feeling the mesa stronger here. It's because you're feeling that relationship now a little bit more.
Yes, please.
I love the bamboo. That's fine.
8:30.
That's what I was like, what were we like, the energy was like,
And my legs started buzzing too, and I'm like, what's going on? I mean, 'cause I was already like,
Come back down.
then my leg was buzzing, and I'm like, what is going on? Yeah, and if you still have questions, you can send me an email.
so the golden bread thing, do you think you're gonna record it and send it out to the
I'm
people
gonna
to check out?
resend it. I'm actually gonna do it in a few segments. I'm gonna record and rewatch it
Friday. I thought you were from here. I had no idea.
Picked up an Arizona accent. Yeah, I picked it up fast.
Isn't that cantaloupe pretty good? I was actually really impressed with it. I was like, you just never know when you go to it. I got it at Safeway.
Smell like
That's what I did. I literally put one of like how I made the guy. I had to go in the back. I said I used to go in the back and find the cantaloupe. There was none out. And he comes out and I'm like, okay, so I'm going there. And he's looking at me. I'm like, okay, thank you. And that's that was it.
That's how you pick your
Yeah, I smelled it. That's
How it smells
it was a
so
really good one.
delicious.
Sometimes you need it on your counter for a day or two. I'm like, well, we'll try it.
Same thing with pineapple.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good cantaloupe.
Yeah, it is a good thing.
I feel a lot better, but I haven't, I gained from end of February to like April, maybe 2 months, and then I got on medication and shut me down. Yeah,
That's hard.
but I feel better. I feel like everything's working again. So it'll eventually.
Yeah, once it's
move.
yeah.
So what have you lost weight?
And my first inclination is to go and scream in terror. Scream. And but I didn't scream and I didn't say anything. And then I just got this, I said, well, what's the feeling? And I said, it's pain terror. Pain terror. And I didn't say anything. We're doing healing. And I'm on the table. People are working on me. And I'm literally shaking. Like this, my whole body is shaking. And then Mary comes over. She had been working with somebody else on a different table. Mary walks over after the healing and she goes, and I had told her that that was my inclination. And I said, so yeah. Yeah, then I walked out of there and I didn't have to do it. And Gary came over halfway to thank us and saw him moving out. Isn't that crazy? It just felt like he just kept getting bigger and bigger.
It's coming out.
And it was, and even my poor dog was part of it because on Friday, I was looking out the car and she was crushed. And I'm like, oh, it's so painful to my Shirley died. I knew Saturday when I couldn't sleep, I was like, there's no way anything in this world can grow this fast. This time. It's so funny, it grows everything down because it doesn't grow it's nothing to too big to sleep on, it's all in. I just love that. I just love how so cool, so creative.
And
Oh,
so
yeah.
they said, you need to sit down here. And I said, okay. And then they said, okay. And I don't remember what happened for 2 or 3 minutes. And then one of them said, okay, we've downloaded the Egyptian Book of the Dead.
Just back up and running.
And,
That's right.
We're gonna be
oh, thank
helping
you, sweet.
people
And so,
transition.
So are you, Gloria.
and
Sorry.
so, it will come to you. They will come to
She
you.
told me that though. Shimada, you even told me that. Check it another year or 2 years here, you're gonna be doing something. So I remember you telling me that by
Oh.
recording.
Oh, to
Okay.
helping people transition.
But
She told
that's
me by
the thing
recording.
is, I was just sitting in my meditation, and then they said, I said, okay, Lisa, I'm here for whatever wisdom.
Thank you.
Thank you, sweetie.
Poor Vincent.
I was in a lot of pain.
Yeah, the humidity is not.
Oh, good.
for
Oh,
us
it's
dry.
even-
yeah, it's
Yeah, that's why
very
we
good.
originally also moved here. It's like, oh, this should be dry.
Oh,
But we're so
wow.
dry. So, yeah, the humidity does affect. And again, that's about being in balance, right, with your body. Even your body will tell you where you're out of balance. You know. And are you going to move into that balance? And what's it going to take? Is it going to take balancing with diet, with supplements, slowing down, listening?
I got a download once, this was many years ago, but I actually had some, like, the back of my head, I was sleeping, and all of a sudden I felt this thing going on in the back of my head, and I got this well, it woke me up, and I saw all these symbols,
Mm-hmm.
and then I saw a book, but then I never knew what it was about, and it hasn't happened again.
I mean, to ask what it is.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the Tibetan Book of the Dead, you got it.
Yeah, and it was all these symbols, and I tried to write them down, and I actually made notes, and like, these are what some of the symbols look like, but it was so
The
fast.
Tibetan stuff makes
Yeah,
sense.
you got the
That-
Tibetan Book of the Dead. Appropriate energy, because you feel
Mm-hmm.
the service coming from the person, they truly are that conduit,
The channel.
that channel. And then you can see them as a very clear mirror, and you can see yourself too, a little bit like, oh yeah, I have that within me too, because that's what this class was about, you remembering you, right? Because again, there's a piece of each one of us here reflected.
It's amazing. I've known so many people who've died, it's ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
part of it, I mean,
Yeah.
really.
And we see death as a great
Yeah.
transition, whether it be emotionally, mentally, physically, even spiritually, we've seen where we've died, where we gave up a dogma that didn't serve us and transformed it into something that's more loving.
Shemaya, a couple of things. So I know we talked about spirit. So if we go into the north too, I know that's our
Mhm.
ancestors and stuff, but that could also be soul family, huh?
It could very much well be a soul family or guides, allies on that level too. And again, in time you will have this beautiful relationship that even if you're not at your mesa, you're connected to your mesa.
Can we do our thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh,
We're
yeah.
doing the Rainbow Bridge?
Yeah, we're doing the Rainbow Bridge again, okay? Because that's, if you had to do one thing every single day.
That's the one,
Oh.
and it's recording, right?
Yeah, it's recording. Oh, wait, yeah, it's recording. We're alive, right?
I hope so.
Okay, so if you had to do one thing, it would be this one thing. And then, just remember more than anything, you are the one that you've been waiting for. Okay, because that's what this is about. So go ahead and to the I am. So we'll do that again. So just pause and feel that little subtle energy. That is the great hummingbird's energy, bringing it down into your pineal, pituitary, hippocampus, cleansing it so it's no longer calcified, opening up that beautiful part of you. So now you can go ahead and chant I-E-M silently while I'll chant it out loud. So go ahead and start doing the 3-part breath. I'm going to chant it 7 times so you can do the breath 7 times. Here we go. Any questions?
That was great, that really cleaned out the cobwebs.
Yeah, there's a lot of mudras and stuff you can do, the Hindi way of clearing out the pineal. I found this to be the easiest technique. And there was no doubting that whatever was there just got recalibrated.
Yeah, that's clear.
Yeah.
And when I went to sit down after the